Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be continuing my series of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2 episode reviews by taking a look at episode 19 of Season 2 entitled The Final Game. As per usual, we will start today's review by talking about the positive aspects of the episode in question, then we will dive on into some of the not so great things this episode showcased until finally, towards the very end of this video, I will give this episode a score out of 10 according to my own opinion. Also, this review will contain spoilers for the episode at hand. Keep that in mind, spoilers are ahead. So, the final game. The season is almost over and we are wrapping up here. What exactly did I think about this episode? Well, we start with a very, very cool and very tragic flashback to the Forbidden Five in the wilderness. They have captured someone who is very obviously related to Lord Ras, and the Forbidden Five in this scene are super intimidating. I love them so much. We see Noct, we see Rox. They are such a cool group of characters. I love the Forbidden Five and how they were portrayed in this flashback. It also ties in rather nicely to what we learned in Season 2 Part 1, because we see Egalt and Rontu coming in to basically banish the Forbidden Five. Cut back to the modern day, and they are still scheming. Love that. Again, all of the stuff with the Forbidden Five I really enjoyed. More on that here momentarily. We also get caught up with the Master Wu ghost as Aaron and Cole investigate the City of Temples monastery, and it is confirmed in this scene that Master Wu caused the merge, much to the surprise of Aaron and Cole. Aaron more so, and we will get into more of that here momentarily as well, but I love this sequence in the monastery. We find out that there are portal gates in there to potentially every single realm out there in the merged lands, and also the missing dragon crowns are here too. But talking more about Aaron, I love how the division between him and Lloyd is slowly growing, and we see a lot of that in this episode too. During the match between Sora and Noct, more on that here in a second, Aaron informs Lloyd that Wu caused the merge, and Lloyd barely acknowledges this. He's a little bit too dismissive, which doesn't really come across to Aaron in the best light. You can kind of see the gears turning there for Aaron as he considers that maybe Lord Ras was correct. Maybe Lloyd is not the best master that Aaron could have. All of the stuff with Aaron in this episode I liked. Now, speaking of the final match, yeah, we do get the final match of the Tournament of the Sources, which is between Sora and Noct. It is a pretty fun match to watch. I love seeing each character utilize the elemental powers that they have collected over the course of the tournament, because here pretty much every power in the tournament is on display. It makes for a pretty exciting match, and it's awesome to see Sora in the final game. Again, I love how the tournament has been handling Sora and developing her character, though Sora does make a very fatal mistake during this match. More on that momentarily as well. But following the match and following Noct and his victory, there is a pretty massive battle, or at least the start of one, where the Wolf Clan has their true powers get revealed. Lord Ras is defeated as he proclaims more of his master's plan. Love that setup, and it builds up to an exciting finale that I'm sure, because I've already seen it, I'm sure it will be extremely entertaining. I loved the setup towards the very end of this episode when everything gets revealed, though I do have a problem with how everything got revealed. And transitioning into the negatives of this episode, it's revealed here that Blecht is evil and Noct and Rox were the ones that killed the matriarch dragons, to the surprise of nobody. They go through this entire thing where they show how exactly it was done. Blecht was working for Lord Ras the entire time, rigging the matches, and Noct and his sister killed the dragons. Again, it's all too predictable, and this shocking twist was not shocking in the slightest, because we knew this from literally the first time these mysteries were mentioned. I've been talking about this throughout all of my Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2 episode reviews, but the mystery subplot did not work, and it builds up to a shocking reveal that isn't all that shocking because it was super obvious. And while I loved the build-up for the finale, the big reveal and the explanations surrounding all of the mysteries, again, that was just ineffective because it wasn't that surprising. We knew exactly who was behind everything from the start. Also, why is Lord Ras turning red here in the finale? He just kind of turns red out of anger, despite earlier in Season 2, his stripes turning red upon the rising of the blood moon. He never turned red out of anger before. Really hope that's addressed in later episodes, because right now it makes zero sense. Also, I talked about this earlier, but Sora does make a fatal mistake during her battle with Noct that felt a little bit too convenient. Sora uses her tech powers on the back of Noct, which of course houses the immobilizing device that Lord Ras planted there. Sora does use it in her match against Noct, but it ultimately is there just to render Lord Ras's efforts useless later on when he attempts to immobilize Noct. We couldn't have come up with a better way of having this plot point not work. I don't know, just felt a little too convenient, too forced in my opinion. I get what they were going for. I get that eventually Noct needed to shed that device, but was this the best way of doing it? It's hard to say. Overall, this episode did have a lot of great setup and build-up for the inevitable finale of Season 2 Part 2, and I commend the episode for that. I thought it put in a lot of great effort into building up that epic finale and establishing everything that we need to know going into the finale. Unfortunately, the stuff that we know and the stuff that we find out isn't all that exciting because ultimately the mystery twist did not work. Also, there are some questionable writing decisions made in this episode. Not the best episode overall. I will give this episode a score of a 7 out of 10 for everything that I mentioned in today's review. So thank you very much for listening to my thoughts on episode 19 of season 2, entitled The Final Game. Leave all of your thoughts regarding this episode down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.